DistroKid. Today I'm diving a little deeper into the Junkies AI IR pack. This is impulse responses. You can load them into any device that uses impulse responses pretty much, and they've pretty much been the sound of my channel so far this year. I bought their Everything IR pack, which if you sign up for their email, their newsletter, they send out discount codes all the time. I got it for a great price. The original AI IR pack, and then they updated it back in December and provided the updated versions to people who had bought the Everything IR pack. So they're cool like that. I'm in no way affiliated with them. I just bought it and I love it. And really, they originally came out with the AI IR earlier in 2024, and that pretty much became the sound of everything on this channel. But the updated ones take it up a notch. So I could spend all day diving deep into all the different files that come with it if you buy the Everything IR pack, which, by the way, sign up for their newsletter. They send out discount codes all the time. It's a great deal there. But I'm just going to run through one of each of the speaker cabs they did with the combination of a 121 and a 545 mic and just the regular EQ. They give you so many files if you really want to dive deep of different mic combinations and different EQ curves on each of those. But I'm using the M5 black box for this. So it's a cheap device. It's really not expensive, but it works off my phone and I can easily switch out IRs in there because I have it all saved to my iPhone here. And by the way, these are all captures. M5 has their own amp capturing neural ecosystem, and if you join my Patreon for $3 a month, you get access to at least one capture a month. I'm also doing Tonex, but also I'm on AM2. They recently released a whole thing for AM3, and I cannot get my computer to run those, but the AM2 is still working and sound pretty darn good to me as far as I'm concerned. So like and subscribe. I'll go deeper into the Patreon later, but let's just go through some tones. This is a capture I did a while ago. I don't know if it's on screen, but this PRS MT15, I captured it with a DoD gunslinger running into the front of it with it on 12 volts. So I'm just going to start. This is a Marshall Greenback 412. That's a pretty darn good one. Now, this is a Scumbag, and I do believe they're still offering this, but this is a pack you can get for free. You sign up for the newsletter, you go to the Junkies website, I'll link it below, but this is one you get for free. So even if you don't want to spend money, try it out. Just test it. Compare it to the IRs you're already using, but it sounds like this. Yeah, it's ridiculous to do all that. Next is an EV speaker. Not really my favorite, but I guess when you're trying to layer stuff, having different things in your arsenal is a good thing to have. So let's see what that sounds like. really start running out of things to play on these videos, but like I said, not my favorite. Next one is an impulse response with Fender Twin, I believe, with Eminence speakers of some sort. I'm not quite sure. Now, to me, that one, I believe with the right amp model, that could really get you into like the Sex Pistols, never mind the Bullocks territory, which the Fender Twin that Steve Jones supposedly used had some unique speakers in it that really cut a lot of the high end out that Twins are known for, and a cranked Twin is pretty crazy, but I believe this IR is probably the closest I've heard to that amp sound with the right amp model, so that's definitely good to know. Next is a AC30 Silver. That's a pretty good sounding one to me. Doesn't have any of the ice picky highs, which I will show you the cab. I do have a high and a low cut, but the high cut is pretty high at 10K and the low cut's around 115. I definitely recommend looking for any device that's high and low cut on impulse responses. It makes quite a difference. Next is a 57 Deluxe Reverb. Next up is kind of, I guess in order of my favorite, this comeback has probably become my favorite, but this Orange H30 has also been my favorite, so let's see what this one sounds like. So if you sign up to get their free pack, that is also another one that's included in the free pack. So I recommend at least checking out the free pack, but buy it, I think, is better if you really want to deep dive in all this. But anyways, up is next is a Vintage 30. You know what? Let's turn the gain up a bit for Vintage 30. Yeah, we don't need to do all that. Let's go back to where we were. Next up is a 67 Deluxe reverb. I think that one is a pretty neutral sounding one, if you ask me. Next up is a Fender Bandmaster that has a 15-inch speaker in it. This one is also one of my favorites. You hear it a lot on like the backing jam tracks you hear at the beginning of my videos, which, by the way, Patreon, $2 a month, you get a backing jam track a week. I'm trying to do a variety of things, so the jam track you hear at the beginning there, join my Patreon, you can have it. So anyways, 15-inch Bandmaster. Of course, another thing I really haven't talked about, but the IRs, you know, when you jump from IR to IR, they sound different. Don't be afraid to adjust your EQ a little bit. Being a 15-inch, this one's a little on the darker side, so I'm turning the treble up a little bit. Running out of chords to play on all these videos, but let's take that back. Let's go back to the IRs, and the last one is a different Fender. I cannot remember the model. No, this one's a Bandmaster. The last one was a Viperverb. My bad. This one's a Bandmaster with 10-inch speakers in it. that one there was the solo in the jam track you heard at the beginning. I find the 10-inch, pretty much any 10-inch IR sits in a mix very well when you get the bass and the drums and everything else involved. So on stage, it's kind of hard to play with the 10-inch speakers. They don't really get the volume you need, but in a recording situation, 10 and 8-inch speakers sound great. So those are all the ones into a dirty sound. I guess I can run real quick. Let's do a clean sound. So let's run through them again. And by the way, the free sample pack, you get all the scumbag ones, but you also get the Marshall 412 with the G12M greenback. You also get the Orange 412 with the G12H greenback, and you also get the AC Silver one. Those are all free. And frankly, moving forward, any video I do is probably going to be with the scumbag one, the 121 and 545 mic combination. So if you want the sounds I'm getting, go get that free IR. And you'll be a lot of the way there. I'm also, if you join my Patreon, you get Tonex and or AM2 data file captures. I'm going to try to get to AM3, but you can have these sounds. I mean, the Black Box and the Tank G are not expensive. Just something to think about. But let's go through clean tones, starting with the greenback. I'm going to be quicker on this one. And then the scumbag. I really am running out of chords. EV. And getting sloppier to the twin. To the AC Silver. Once again, this is one of the free ones. You know what? There used to be an AC model in here. Let's see if this actually sounds like an AC 30. Not very loud. Let's put a compressor on the front of it. See if that really sounds like an AC 30. Anyways, back to where I was. I guess it kind of sounds like a Vox. Anyways, on to a 57 Deluxe. to the orange. Once again, that's a free one, to Vintage 30. Getting out of tune here. We've had some pretty crazy weather swings here in Maryland. The heat's been running a lot, so it's kind of hard to keep stuff in tune this winter. But next is a 67 Deluxe. The 15-inch Fender. And last, that 10-inch. I don't know how long I want this video to be. I've been filming for over half an hour now, but you know what I'm going to do? Let me deep dive into what you get in the free pack. Okay, so here's the free pack. This is all on my iPhone. I'm not even using a computer for any of this, but let's go to the scumbag. I have 44.1. So with each speaker, these are all the different combinations you get with it. Oh boy. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to run through all of these. You know what I'm going to do instead? Let's go back. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to narrow it down to 121 545 combo. You want it brighter? Sounds like this. You want it more chimey? It sounds like this. You want it with a mid push? It sounds like this. And this is the one that comes up on the quick start, they call it, so it's kind of the most optimal EQ, most balanced EQ, I guess. You know what, that's going to be the one I use probably all the time now, so just to give you a heads up. You want it warm? Out of tune again. Darn G string. Yes. You want a V EQ, which is kind of like a sharper focused mid scoop. Or you want it full mid scooped? Sounds like this. You want it more full sounding? Sounds like this. Out of tune again. Yes, this guitar is wacky. It's a little iffy sometimes. Probably due for a setup with all the weather changing, but this one is cut the mix. vintage, this one kind of rolls off the highs and the lows a bit. So that's one I would definitely recommend if you're using a device that doesn't have a high and a low cut. That one kind of does it for you. Live, I'm not live, but let's see what this sounds like. That one sounds pretty fair too, and then next one is thick. Again, let's compare that to just the regular. Anyways, this video is not going on too long, but I definitely recommend this IR package. It's probably the only IRs I'm going to use moving forward. Once again, they're not affiliated with this. I don't know if they know I exist, but I bought it and they sound great. I don't know what to say about it. I believe what they said about the AI part of it, why they call it an AI IR, is I think they prompted and asked queries of AI what EQ adjustments they could make after, you know, when they're fine-tuning the IRs, what'll make it sound the best. I guess different levels of compression and EQ, and I think they hit the nail on the head with this one. I mean, I'm sure they have good mic preamps they're using for this. They have good mics. They're in a good room. They're using classic speakers. That's what I'm looking for. I'm tired, but they just sound great. And if you can buy individual packs if there's just a certain one you want. The Scumbag one is free, and it also comes with a free 2 different greenbacks and a Vox AC30 silverback speakers. I mean, that free pack alone, like I said, I'm going to use the Scumbag one from now on. But anyways, all of that, back to my Patreon, because that's really where I'm trying to move my focus to, not so much on this YouTube nonsense over here that you're watching me on. Thanks for watching me, but for now, I'm still trying to get my feet wet and see what works, but every week, $2 a month, you get a backing jam track. I'm trying to have a variety of styles and key signatures, and some are more complicated chord progressions, some are basic chord progressions. I'm trying to get a mix of both. That's $2 a month, you get that. $3 a month, you get either a Tonex amp capture of whatever it is I'm doing that week, which most times it's going to be a pedal going into an amp, because I do pedals mostly on this channel, because that's the easiest, quickest thing to do. So you'll get at least one of those. If there's multiple settings on it, like another video I'm going to be shooting next, this pedal has a lot of different tonal options, so that's going to be a nice big capture pack that sounds great, I think, for both Tonex and the Q5A AM2, which works on all of these devices I'm going to put on the screen here. That's $3 a month, or you can subscribe to both, $5, and you get both if you want both. I'm also going to try to like bundle stuff together that makes sense if you just want to purchase it straight through Patreon. And that way you don't have to obligate yourself to a monthly subscription. So that's where I'm going. I'm also going to try to come up with some like video courses I'm going to put up over there. One of the ones I'm thinking of is how to write interesting chord progressions by breaking rules of music theory or using rules of music theory. Music theory really is there to learn. You learn the rules to learn how to break them, pretty much. I mean, that's what corporate America does. But yeah, this video is now too long. I don't want to talk anymore. That's all I have to say. See y'all later.